Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so I'm trying to get my mind back on basketball. It's all the different topics that we've been talking about have had more to do with other stuff. So it's like, all right, well, it's basketball time. And last year around this time, I was following every game, had done homework on every team, and that's just not the reality of my circumstance this year. Because the teams weren't done, I didn't study them. So I'm kind of going in blind, which means I need to be paying more attention to what's going on. So I'm trying to peek in, at different teams and stuff like that. Just trying to get a feel for what's going on out there. And the one thing that I can talk about right now is Tyrese Maxey and the performance he put on in the first half of the game against the Brooklyn Nets. It's just preseason, so we're savvy enough fans here to understand that there's nothing really to learn from preseason games. Rotations and things of that nature, plays have not been mastered. They're just the beginning stages of those in some cases, especially when you have new teams. But what you can look at is conditioning and attitude, body language, stuff like that, how guys are starting off, how things look early on, and judge them from there. And what I can say is Tyrese Maxey looks like he's ready to take on a bigger role. And that's what we alluded to last year in the playoffs. All of the things that people said that James Harden should have been doing from a statistical standpoint, scoring the ball, I thought was Tyrese Maxey's actual responsibility. I thought that in the playoffs last year. So now I really think that. For me, all I really need James Harden to be is efficient in his shooting. He doesn't need to have the volume that he's had in his past. He doesn't have to take more than 15 shots a game, because I want Tyrese Maxey to be taking more shots and putting himself in a position to have more shots himself. And if that happens and they give him more of a load, that's going to take so much pressure off of Joel Embiid. And because they have more defensive players in place this year, as I told you guys beginning of the summertime, I thought that Philadelphia was coming in with a different attitude and an intention to turn themselves into a much better basketball team with more depth. And I think they've gone a long way to making themselves have that. Going to get Melton, bringing in, God, mine's gone blank, but the guy from Miami, PJ Tucker, of course, a young guy that I like that the Lakers had on their team last summer league, Trevelin Queen, that we didn't hold on to and went on to win G League MVP, if I'm not mistaken. He's now with the Philadelphia 76ers at the small forward position with the long arms, a wing player that can come off their bench and do damage. Another year of Furkan Korkmaz, who's I've always thought has had more upside than he's been able to show. I think he's ready to take a step forward. So, Philadelphia doesn't have some of the things looming over them that they've had in the previous seasons with Ben Simmons' situation and all of that. It's gone now. They got a full season where everything's in place. James Harden is now signed. He's taking a pay cut to help them get those pieces. Everybody should be happy and focused in Philadelphia, and I think this is a year where they're just going straight after the championship. And I don't see any reason for them not to be able to do damage with the team that they now have. I don't know that they can win the whole thing, but I do think that they are in a position to do better than they've ever done with Joel Embiid this upcoming season. I think we're going to see a big season for them as a team unless they get hit with injuries or something like that. Obviously, it's a long season. In the course of a season, a lot of things can change. But I think if they have a full season of health, they have one of the better rosters in the league right now. And we're seeing the early stages of what I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be doing, taking a step forward and possibly even making an all-star team this year. So it all depends on how Doc sorts things around, and of course, again, health is everything. But that team's strong, man. Talk about them, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics. Sure, I'm leaving somebody out, but those are the teams. Miami Heat, those are the teams you're looking at and you expect big things from early on in the season. Now, what happens as things progress? I expect some changes, but Philly looks like they're about as stable as anybody right now. So, like I said, not a whole lot to learn from the preseason, but you do understand just from the sheer nature of what they've picked up that they got more defensive depth, more depth in general, and more shooting on the Philadelphia 76ers this season. You can definitely see that they've acquired some help in that way, which was necessary indeed. So I like Philly, you guys. I really do. That's pretty much what I got to say about the situation. So, yeah, that's it. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.